Hey, what's going on, guys? So, Safemoon's supply was 1 quadrillion when they first launched, which meant that for a billion tokens, which the cost was usually around $2,700, you could get a billion tokens and you'd be able to get $50 per billion in volume. Remember how excited everybody got about that number? And so the equivalent of a billion tokens for Safemoon is 1,000 tokens for a control token. The cost of 1,000 tokens is around $1. And for a billion in volume, you'll be getting around $300. So that's crazy, right? That's insane to sit there and think about that for a second. For almost $3,000, if we had a billion in volume, you could get $50 per every billion in volume for Safemoon. For control token, the cost for the equivalent of a billion tokens for Safemoon is around $1 right now. Even if it did a 10x or a 100x, it would be $10, $100. And for every billion in volume, you'd be getting $300 for every 1,000 tokens that you hold at the cost of $1 right now. And if you look over here, this value that you're getting in Safemoon, because you were getting Safemoon, it could be devalued. The price of your value, if you got $50 worth of Safemoon, the whales could sell and your $50 would go down depending on how much they sold. Over here, your value cannot be negatively impacted. It's guaranteed value because it's being converted into a stable coin. It can't be negatively impacted. Over here in Safemoon, it can be negatively impacted. Over here at Control Token, no matter how much anybody buys or sells, your rewards cannot be negatively impacted, and because it's volume, it'll only increase it actually. But if you were to spend $1,000 to get 1,000,000 tokens and we hit a billion in volume, you would make $300,000. Do you see how crazy this is? These numbers are. Do you see how? And I can prove this, right? Control token is total supply is 1 billion. The amount staked, we're assuming, is 500 million, which is a lot. That's half the supply. The buy tax is 15, 2% goes to the treasury, 13% goes to stablecoin rewards. The sell tax is 20, 2% goes to the treasury, 18% goes to stablecoin rewards. Those rewards aren't being given out immediately to just feed the whales before they leave. The rewards are being delayed by 6 months and 12 months, which gives this time period where everyone who's leaving the project is forfeiting their rewards. They don't get them. And they have to pay into them whenever they leave. And what does that do? It fuels the project, it keeps the project alive, and it shifts value from the people that are leaving the project to the people that are staying. If you were to put about the cost of a billion tokens of what we were seeking around $3,000, then you could multiply this number times 3 for around $3,000 into control token at the current price, although it might change drastically at launch if the price goes up a lot. Then you could get 3 million tokens. And this number would be 900K. Honestly, it would be closer to 1 million because there's other factors I'm not including in this. There's unstaking fees that fuel this, and these are appreciating. It's not just a stable coin that keeps it right at $1, it appreciates. So it goes from $1 to $1.05 to $1.10. And so if our project is doing well and generating a lot of volume, it's going to be appreciating everybody's rewards, which is going to be awesome. So it's likely that number would be over 1 million for if we hit 1 billion in volume. Now Safemoon hit billions in volume. Evergrow hit almost 1 billion in volume. Neither of those projects had real value in the future. After the sell-offs happened, there was no value in the future. Everybody's hoping in utilities to produce value in the future. Control token is taking that value from the tax and it's saying, we're not just going to give this to everybody, benefit the whales and let them destroy the project. We are going to delay this, and everybody who leaves, you don't get the majority of your rewards are at the 6-month and the 12-month. If you're leaving the project, you're forfeiting your largest portion of rewards that can only go up with buy and sell volume. It goes up more with sell volume. It's appreciating, and the unstaking fees are fueling the 12-month rewards as well. And so when you leave, you forfeit a large share. You're forfeiting all your rewards, and you're paying 1/5 of whatever you're selling for is going into those rewards into an appreciating stablecoin that cannot be negatively impacted. These rewards cannot go down. In Safemoon can go up and it could go down, and it went down a lot. The reflections that everybody was getting were constantly being devalued. You were getting a little bit and it was being devalued, and most of it was going towards the whales, and they were using that to keep devaluing the price, which negatively impacted everybody's reflections. With control token, your rewards cannot be negatively impacted by the price of control token. In fact, the selling fuels the rewards, and because it's being converted into a stablecoin, it'll only keep going up until it gets distributed. So for around the same investment, for around $3,000 into Safemoon during the time period that we all were looking at 1 billion tokens, you could get 3 million tokens, and if we had 1 billion in volume for a project that shifts value into the future, it provides real value, not potential value, into the future, you'd be making a guaranteed $900,000 if we hit 1 billion in volume. If you get 3 million tokens in control token and we hit 1 billion in volume, you'll be making guaranteed $900,000 to $1 million. And not just you, but everybody who has this 3 million tokens, if we hit 1 billion in volume, every single person who has 3 million tokens is going to be getting guaranteed around $900,000 to $1 million if we ever get 1 billion in volume, whether it happen within the first 4 or 5 months or whether it take a whole year to do, which a whole year would be a little less than 100 million in volume a month. You'd hit 1 billion in volume over the year, guaranteed value. Because it's being preserved, it's giving to stakers your share of it. The only way that the amount of this can go down is if more stakers come into the project. But in order to do that, they have to pay the buy tax, they have to buy the token, they have to increase the price, the sentiment, and then they have to stake it, which locks those tokens up unless they want to incur a staking fee. All right, and so if you look at this chart right here, if you have just 1 million tokens, which the price at launch, I don't know what it's going to do. It's around $1,000 for 1 million tokens. If we hit 100 million in volume with only 1 million tokens, it's guaranteed rewards for the 12-month stakers. You stake for the full 12 months. You get your monthly, your 6-month, your 12-month, your whale fees, around 30 grand. These rewards are guaranteed. They cannot be negatively affected by sell-offs because it's being preserved in a stable coin. Whales can sell, your rewards don't change. In fact, they're going to go up. If whales sell, they're forfeiting their share of those rewards to you, and they are paying a tax into it, 1/5 of whatever they're selling. Typically, if it's the Safemoon and the whales sell, your rewards go down. The reflections might go up, but the value of them is going down a lot. We're preserving the value to detach the rewards that are going to the people keeping the project alive from the people selling the liquidity pool. Because if you're rewarding in the token, then the people, when they sell, they devalue everything and everybody's screwed. That's a way to pull value away from the people who typically win at the top, who destroy the project while everybody else is just exit liquidity. Now, even the smallest holders can be greatly rewarded through a project that converts into stablecoin and delays it into the future. We were to hit around what Evergrow did, 600 to 700 million in volume. If you have 1 million tokens, which right now is the cost is around $1,000, and you have it staked for that 12 months, you'd be making 177 grand to over 200 grand, and probably more because of unstaking fees. Now, this is guaranteed value for every single person who holds 1 million tokens. It's not if you sell. The contract is selling for you through the tax and converting it into a stable coin. This cannot go down. And if we were to ever hit that billion in volume with only 1 million tokens, which cost only $1,000, staking everybody who has 1 million tokens in control token, if we ever were able to hit 1 billion in volume over any period of time throughout the next year when we launch on Wednesday, you would have guaranteed around $300,000 in stablecoin waiting for you at the 12 months. And then you can choose if you want to sell or not. It's not just these rewards, it's this, plus you can choose to sell. So if we manage to hit 50 million in volume and you're able to get 1 million tokens, you have guaranteed about 15 grand waiting for you at the 12-month event. You have to wait till that 12-month event. But if we hit 50 million in volume in the first 2 months, now you've got 10 more months of volume knowing that you have a guaranteed 15 grand in the rewards. Now your bag might be a lot higher than that, but if a bunch of people sell and take down the price, you're like, hey, that sucks, but I've got 15 grand guaranteed at the end of the year, and I've got 10 more months of volume that can increase those rewards. The entry point is insane. You just have to spend $2,700 to get 1 billion tokens. You have to spend about $1 to get the equivalent of that in control token right now at the current price. When we launch, if it does a 10x, then obviously that value is going to go up, but we have to do a massive explosion in price in order for the cost of 1,000 tokens to equal what Safemoon's cost of a billion tokens was before V2. No reward project compares to this. If we even hit 25 million in volume. That's not a lot. That's super easily doable, right? 25 million in volume. If you get 1 million tokens and you have $1,000 for about 1,000, depending on what the price does after launch, if it goes down, hey, that's an easier entry point into 1 million tokens. If we get even 25 million in volume, you could divide that by 4 and you'd be getting about around $7,000 guaranteed that can't go down. That's a 7x from $1,000 investment, unless the price doubles, then it costs 2,000. But no matter what, even if it cost $5,000 to get 1 million tokens, if we did that kind of increase in price, if we hit 25 million in volume, you'd still have guaranteed an extra $2,000 to $3,000 reward. I don't know if you guys realize how big this is, but I'm going to keep explaining it until people realize. But just no one can say I didn't tell them about this.